One snap and it's all gone. No, I wasn't trying to talk about you, Nissan Corporation. I was talking about Infiniti. Never mind. You know what? Bad reference. Today I'm checking out the Infiniti Q50 and I have really enjoyed it so far. This is considered a sports luxury sedan. It's a mix and it's so far very, very nice. It's got kind of a plain interior, but still very functional. But that's not really why you buy an Infiniti. In fact, one of the reasons you buy it is this. This is why you buy the Infiniti, because it's just a darn good looking car. Now I know you might be thinking, well, it's just some pretty Nissan. Trust me, with rear wheel drive and the appointments on the inside, this is a gorgeous, fun car. And that's why most people like them. While you don't buy it for the get up and go, remember it can definitely go. And the ownership experience, from what I've heard, is top notch. But let's see, will it fit the fam?
I'm Mr. Bram, and these are my 3 kids. Join us as we journey to find the perfect car to fit the fam.
In the Q50, what they've done is they've created this small window opening to make the car look more angular, like it's moving when it's sitting still. I think it's beautiful from the outside, but from a driver's perspective, it makes the cabin feel kind of small. And that's fine for most people. My personal preference is for a more airy cabin, something a little bit bigger. But when it comes to actually putting the infant seat in here, you have to sit upright and closer to the steering wheel. Now it's not terribly uncomfortable, but it makes the cabin feel a lot smaller than necessary. So what my suggestion becomes is moving that infant seat to the center position, and that's really my suggestion in any of these sedans for better comfort. Now, the problem becomes, depending on your manufacturer, you may not be able to reach the latch positions. So as you can see, this only has latch in those 2 outboard positions, so depending on your manufacturer, your belt may not reach. The other thing is getting the car seat out from that center position can be difficult, because once you recline your seat back to a more comfortable position, now you've limited your ability to put the car seat in and out. In fact, on the passenger side, we'll see how it fits in the center. Now with the infant seat in the center position, it really opens you up to be able to adjust your seats however is comfortable to you. And which is nice for me because I know I'm not rubbing my head on the roof or sitting uncomfortably close to the airbag. Now, as you can see, when I try and pull the car seat out from this position, unless you're shorter than about 5'5", you really got to get down below that roof line, you really turn it to pull it out. But once it's out, I think that with some practice, you would have no problem. Now, one of the other things that I noticed about the Q50 is how the car seat base actually sits on top of the passenger side rear buckle. Now, I tried to move the buckle so that I could latch that passenger side seat belt, but it just won't budge because of the way they have the seat belt latch stuck in the seat. What this leads to is now you can only put a passenger in the driver's side rear seat, which now the driver has to consider how they've adjusted their seat in order to allow space for that passenger.
The Q50 doors are an odd shape, which made it difficult to open at first. But after they're open, entry is wide and easy to get up into the chair. But that's where the trouble started. Let's have my daughter tell you what's going wrong.
Why can't you buckle your car seat, Joe?
Because my seat buckle is covered by the chair on the end right here in the back.
That's frustrating, huh?
Once we installed the smaller booster, the buckle stayed in place, which makes it easy to buckle without assistance.
So unfortunately, for the 3 across test, the Q50 does not make the cut. It is great for 2 kids. As you can see, my kids are having no problem getting into the vehicle. In fact, there's plenty of leg room and they're comfortable when they're in, but there's just not enough space for that 3rd car seat. We even bought slim fit car seats because at the time we had a compact SUV and we needed to fit all 3 kids. But this one just doesn't fit. Now, like I said, this will fit 2 car seats very comfortably, with the caveat that you have to find a car seat base that will fit between the edge of the seat and the seatbelt buckle. Now, that brings us to the one other thing I found about the back seat on this car, and that is that the seat belts began to flip in the seatbelt guides. So what that means is that where the seatbelt goes through the buckle, it actually began to twist inside that, and it took quite a lot of effort to get that to straighten back out. Now, I don't know anything about the specifics of the danger of having that seatbelt webbing pinched or turned like that, so I'm not going to say that that is dangerous, but it seems to me that they should have made that guide thinner, which would have allowed for that to easily go through the buckle. I think at the end of the day, this is a great driver's car. It's a great second car, but it's just not built for car seats. So on the Q50, I would get really familiar with the remote because trying to find this tiny little button when your hands are full is a pain. So just use the remote or the button inside and you'll be good to go. This is about the right size trunk as I expected for this size sedan. Now it is a sports sedan in the luxury market. It's actually rear wheel drive. So it doesn't have a lot of surprises in the trunk. Really, it's mostly flat. You can open it up and there's some tools and that's about it. Also, the rear seats have a pass-through just in the center. So good enough for a couple 2x4s or some skis, but that's about it. You're not gonna be able to fold flat and put a large item in there. Now it does have a couple cool features like these fold down hooks that are made to hold your groceries or whatever you need. And they're pretty sturdy and they're very strong. So I'm not worried about them ripping off if you were to put a gallon of milk on them or something like that. Also, this trunk is not very high, so you can get items into it very easily. In fact, let's check out how the stroller fits. Now, I'm gonna have to fold the handle down on the stroller because while it's a good sized trunk, it's not very wide. And frankly, not very deep either. So it's 13 cubic feet, which if you've listened to some of the midsize SUVs, that's about the same as those with their 3rd row up. The difference is I'm not gonna worry about something falling out of this trunk when I open it up. Everything's safely secured down in the trunk and I'm not having to worry about things leaning up against the tailgate. But 13 cubic feet is not a lot. Probably enough for about a week's trip or a nice grocery trip to the store.
The Q50 with its luxury appointments and powerful twin-turbo engine look great on paper and even better in real life. But once you get into the driver's seat, you realize it is no frills. It doesn't offer a lot of the features that even the lower priced competition offer, like lane keep assist or adaptive cruise control. Also, the infotainment system is confusing and it feels like it's missing key features. But from a pure driving experience, this could be a great second car for a family of 1 or 2 kids when you're the next up-and-coming executive.
Hey, thank you so much for checking out Fit the Fam today. If this was helpful at all, make sure that you hit the like and subscribe icon right over here. And if you're continuing to shop, over here is a vehicle that's comparable to the one we just reviewed. Again, thank you so much. I'm very fortunate to be able to make videos for you, our Fit the Fam family. Have a good one.